everybody, welcome back to my studio today. Today I'm working on a new project. I was inspired by an artist and I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'll just put it up on the screen so that you can see her name. And I wanted to create these. Um, Let me show you what these look like if they're on a paper so you can get a better visual. So if I put them on the paper like this, they would be like flips, like window flips. I'm not sure what to call this exactly, but it's kind of flimsy looking, but actually it's kind of sturdy, and it'll just flip back and have something in here. So yeah, that's what that one looks like. Now this one I was going to do something slightly different, so let's get it over the other side. I'm actually going to back it with this piece. I don't know if you can see it. I tried to put a neutral collar back there so you could see the image and just print it out on the transparency. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here like this. Yeah. And it is like little windows to the image in the back. And then I'll probably staple that or sew it, and then the whole thing will flip, or I can have it where you can flip and just see that part. So I'll probably have this flip on here and then this flip on the page, if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to show you how I made these. I'm going to set them off to the side so I can show you real quick the other papers that I'm going to be using today. So I just got this size. It's a dictionary. I got a little piece of music paper. I thought this might be something fun to play with. I'm not sure yet. Here's another one that's just on an old junior English book. And then I decided I'm going to try it one with an image besides this image, which is kind of cute and fun and playful. I tried to do it with a more neutral image. Okay, so the first step that you need to do is to actually sew on these. So I'm just going to go off and sew these. Okay, so I got all of them sewed, and I just did different things, but some small like this, really tight stitches, and then some bigger blocks like this one, because I wanted to make sure that I would have those solid. And then here I decided to try and experiment with some different stitching. I'm not sure how that one's going to come out when it's done, but it's cute. And then this one I did in just big blocks because of the image. And then this one, I actually changed the stitch completely and went back and did a single stitch and just made a whole bunch of them to make them really small and raggedy. And as you can see, as I was sewing it, it was already coming apart. So that's okay. All right, now I will put up on the screen for a minute an image of my sewing machine settings, so you can see the majority, like this one, what the stitch actually is, if you wanted to copy that. So we'll kind of experiment today and see which stitching is actually going to hold up. Okay, so this one I think I'll start with first because I don't think I'm going to do a lot to it. So we'll just add some splatters, and I do have different colors here. I have coffee and I have ground espresso. And I'm just going to use this stamping pad here, the small one. So I think for this one, I'm going to try the ground espresso. Another thing is having a stamp off sheet. Okay, I'm going to take that one off. I should wipe it off. Okay, put that on the side, and then I'm going to grab the rings. Let's try this one. And I think I'm going to try it with the coffee. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, I like the coffee as a ring. Kind of like somebody set it down. I'm just going to kind of go off the edge there. Okay, on to the next one. And pulling that one off. I'm going to go for a small one. I think this one. So just going to use coffee. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to use the stencil. I still like the coffee ring, so I think I'm just going to use that. I'm going to use this one. Maybe this thin one. I think this thin one will be good. Turn it just to capture it. Okay. I did find that using this brush with the stencils works much better than the domes. It just gives it more even coverage, I felt. Okay. Go too dark? No, that's nice. Give it some over here. Right here. Not too dark though. I'm just going to go lightly this time. Yeah. Okay. Set that one off to the side. All right, now the next step is to do the gluing. And I am going to use the clear gesso, but you can use watered down glue. You can use Mod Podge if you wish. You could even use collage medium. Use whatever type of glue that you want for this. I'm just going to use the clear gesso. I found that I kind of liked it. I'm also going to use this piece of parchment paper, but you could use wax paper or parchment paper. Use whatever you got. And then I just found that it doesn't stick to this and it's easier to control what you're doing. So I'm just going to paint this basically, just not too heavily, but you want to make sure that you get all of the strings. That's really important in this, is that all the strings are covered. So try to capture them all. And it's okay if they go like this and across whenever you, it creates an interesting effect whenever you're done. See, this is why I also said you had to use the archival ink, because otherwise all of this wetness would change the color of your coffee stains and make them look runny. Not too much now. Okay, let me grab all these strings real quick. Make sure they're all in here. You can have them off the edge like that if you want. You don't have to put them up on top like I did. That's up to you. Also, make sure all the edges are very sealed. That's another important factor for not making them too brittle. Otherwise, the edges become so brittle. Okay, so this one is done. And I'm just going to go ahead and see about moving it to a separate, another parchment paper, if I have one. Let me see. I'm just going to move it off to the edge here. And continue on to my next one. So what I'm going to do is have these dry. I'm going to finish covering them all with glue. And then I'm going to let them dry on that side and then flip them over and glue on the other side. That way it gets glue coverage on both sides. And then I'll evaluate if it needs a third coat of glue. So, okay, this one is pretty saturated. I'm just going to let these strings hang off the edge like that. Okay, I got all of the gluing done on both sides. As you can see, the I only did one coat on each side, and it's all dry. And some of the strings, so you can see, kind of stiff now, which is exactly what I wanted. Some of them aren't quite as stiff as others, but that's okay. So we're just going to start. The next step is to figure out which one of the squares that you want to remove. And I just want to add, you do not have to do the squares, okay? You can also do these and make squares like this and then come back and do circles. I kind of wish I had done a circle on a few of these before I glued them, but if I had, I think that it would have been a little more shredded, you know? If you notice, this one has a lot of squares and it made it poofy like a quilt. Hopefully you can see straight down that so you can see that they're kind of poofed out a little bit. So I think that also would have happened if I had gone around in a couple circles, but I can't do it now because I've already added the glue and that would just clog my machine. So I have 5 ready to work on. And like I said, you need to figure out which squares you want to poke out. Okay, with this one, I used this as my template because I already knew I wanted that on the back of this one. And so it was easy just to place it down there. And then I would just keep lifting to see which squares I wanted to poke out. Otherwise, you can just be random if you don't have something specific that you're planning on using them with. Okay, so this one, actually, I want to start with this one. I'm just going to use a palette knife. Yeah, palette knife. Okay, so I've already decided I really want these 3 squares to remain for the bird. So I guess I'll start here. I'm just going to push right up against those threads. It's okay if some of the ones above it kind of shred down too. It's just going to give it more of a look with the strings, more of a grunge look. And I'm just going to kind of peel it almost like a sticker. It just kind of comes right out, see, like that. Once you get it started, it's fairly simple. Just throw that off to the side to use someplace else. Okay, yeah, see, like this, that's okay for me. If you don't like that, then you need to be very careful whenever you're pulling these out because the strings do tend to come off. Okay, what should my next square be? Okay, well, I know that I want to do these 3, so that's going to be my focus. So I'm going to go ahead and take out this one. Well, actually, I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to take out the one above the bird. So I'm just going to grab it and pull. Okay, so should I take off this one? I don't know. We'll leave that one. I like that where the strings are, so we're going to take that one. Whenever you take them out of a place where there's lots of strings, it leaves a really neat empty space where the strings just stay like that. The strings stay, yeah, but the paper comes right out of it, so I like that. Okay, so yeah, I think I will take, let's see, take this corner. Well, it's not really a corner piece, but almost. There, take that. All right, so I've worked around the bird area, making sure that those three are intact. Let's see, what else can we take? Okay, we can take this one out. Part of me almost wants to take everything out except for the bird and the donkey. Is that crazy? That might be too crazy. I don't know. That might be crazy. Let's see. Okay. So you can kind of see how this would be useful if I did have an image. Let's just say I was going to put that down over top of it. So it makes it easier to see where you need to punch out, but this will just be random. Okay, so I'm liking this so far. I know I want to keep the donkey's face. Let's take out this one. As you're working, it's good also to evaluate every once in a while to make sure that it looks random. I was trying for random the other day on one of those, and it ended up not looking so random whenever I was done. It looked like it was a pattern to it. It's like, that wasn't my goal, but okay. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of the paper edge right there. I don't know where that green came from. And whenever I go to distress it, I'll just distress the very edges of it like that. Okay, what else can we take out? See, this is what I'm talking about. If I take this in, that's going to look like a pattern. So I need to leave that so it's not. I need to make sure that square stays. All right, I'm thinking since all of this is going to be really solid up here, I'm going to take this big square right here out. I can see how patterns with this would work as well. I think it would work better for the ones that are straight stitches versus these stitches that aren't straight. There we go. See how these ones have curves to them? So I think the ones that are straight stitches like this would work better for a pattern. Okay. Well, I can already see I can take this big one right here out. So okay, oops, missed a piece. Oops, still missed a piece. Okay, there we go. Buffy's head. So I'll take this one. Yeah, this palette knife is working pretty good. I do have to say that the one that I took out the squares first before I glued was easier to remove than after you've glued them. But it was, the paper was tore easily and the threads tore more easily than the ones that were glued first. Okay, so that's looking less pattern-like. I think take take this whole area here would look, no, take this in. Take this one. So I'm trying to be fast, but I'm not very good at it. I have to make decisions on the fly. I think I've mentioned that before. Slow at making choices. That thread one to stay. All right, now I got a little bit of cleanup on this one. I could leave them, but they're a little bit too big for me. I don't mind a little bit of paper, but that was too solid of a piece, I think. Okay, I'll get it from this side. Okay. I'm not sure which one next. Okay, so I definitely think this corner it needs to be removed. And let's see, the donkey's head is the main focus. So I'm kind of leaning towards taking this piece. Give them two to right in the middle. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I do that. Okay. That's actually not bad. Let me go ahead and remove this extra little piece right there. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna jump over here and remove this one. Okay, this tool is working really good. Like I said, you can use whatever you want to tear it. You can just tear it with your fingers. Getting it started is the biggest thing. And then coming back, you can just pull against the threads a little bit. They are tightened and have been glued, so they shouldn't move too much on you. Okay. Jump down here and remove this one. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. Got it started. So again, just peel it. Forgot that string was there. Okay. There we go. Right, so I'm going to take out this one. And here it needs something taken out, but I don't know what. So I'm just going to come down here and randomly pick some. Okay, that one needed out. And I feel like this one. Oops. Tore that one a little bit more than I intended to. And I think this one. I think this one. It's so hard for me to make a choice when I don't have a plan. There's other ones. Well, that one was easy, though. When I showed you as an example, was easy because I was using that background as a guide for what I wanted to display through these. I think I decided to call these paper nettings. So I'm going to call these paper nettings because that's what they look like to me, is some type of netting made out of paper. Yeah, this one. Okay. Anyway, I can't wait for you guys to make these and share them with me, what you guys make, because I just feel like this is such a cool concept. And I haven't really seen anybody doing these. And if they have, I don't know what they're called, because I tried searching these up and I could not figure out what they were called to search them up. So maybe somebody came up with a cool name that I don't know, but I tried all kinds of stuff, paper and sewing, and yeah, you can imagine I got all kinds of results, but nothing on these. Okay. So, all right, now, any more? Okay, another trick is I have 3 sheets of paper over here. I have the cardstock, some white paper. It's kind of got a pearl coating on it, and some black paper. So I'm going to lay it over top of these so I can actually see what it would look like against these other colors, like if I was on a page. So what stands out to me the most right now is this area and this area, at least on the black. Let's try it with the white. Okay, with the white, which standing out to me is the same areas here, mostly here, but I can see this right away. So I'm just gonna take this one out right now. Because this is, was undecided about the middle, which one in the middle to take out, but this one was a no-brainer there. Okay. So I'm going to continue to work on a few of these, and then I will come back and show you them whenever I've gotten a few work. Okay, so I'll come back later and show you all of the finished ones, but yeah, these are the ones that I got punched. I really need one more paper. I need to finish inking on them, and then I'll take a picture and I'll put that at the very end of the video. So I hope you guys have a blessed day.